A question to Ms. Faridan about Singapore example. You mentioned about the continuous net zero achievement, but how will you conduct this kind of framework as business? Because normally building owner doesn't have any duty or mandatory to conduct net zero spending cost and consultancy. So how do you have any kind of special contract or agreement with building owner side?
Interesting. Or perhaps I'm just good in influencing. So cost is always, there's always this triple bottom line that we have to juggle all the time. Economics has always been the set of the matter in making decisions. And my approach has always not to rely all on return of investment, because return of investment has always been a confrontational subject, because if you don't have money, how can you have returns of investment? So what I typically do is I have coined my own terms that's called GVE, which is called Green Value Engineering, ever since I started. So yes, it takes a lot of skill to do that. So in green value engineering, there's a lot of trade-offs that you have to do quietly, silently, and without confrontation. So most of these exercises, we do it internally. So in terms of savings, where there's savings, we put it where it's required to put. And where we require more money, we use different modality. That modality comes in a few verticals. It could be fetching financing for modality, such as either the power purchase agreements, or we use other forms of modality. And in today's time, and also going to the future, we can't afford to do zero without the financing aspect of understanding and convincing people what is actually required. That is very difficult to put it in narrative. But at the end of the day, to offset the energy, we need the reduction. And once you do the reduction, that's when you have the savings. And when you have the savings, and then you can spend more money where you require it to spend on. And then there's this thing called threats. Threats are very important. Threats means whether it's a carbon threats or resilient threats, as in we might not have enough energy for the next years to come. Those are threats. So all coming together in one parcel is what you have to present. You can't present just on one subject. Does that answer?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a good question and answers. So any other questions and comments on the floor? So, yes, please. Thank you. Just the mic.
My name is Ushio of Energy Conservation Center, Japan. I also, involved in this, top 10 program. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I visited your office also. And I have one question for the kind of a heating system. I think in China, you have developed the geothermal system for the very cold area to use a heat pump. So what is now situation of this technologies in China in the also application of the this kind of heat pump technologies in the very cold area? That's my question.
So, could you answer from China?
Thank you for your question. But I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with the technical aspect of the heating pump systems. In that case, I will note down your questions and I maybe hopefully possibly and get back to you in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, comments? Yes, please.
Hello, I'm George Koike of ECCJ, I would like to question about a general question about digitalization, the utilization of digitalization in zero-emission building, I think the digital transformation is a priority to all many countries, including Japan, and the application of digitalization to the energy conservation, rational use of energy. I think this has been touched upon in the morning from several speakers, including Christina and Australian speakers. So, and China actually, I think, referred to intelligent control. I think that is has something to do with digitalization, utilization. That's I guess so. My question or observation is whether SEDA, Malaysia, or the President Farizan, do you consider this utilization of intelligent or digitalization aspect when proceeding on the zero emission building construction or planning? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could you please answer for this question from China?
I think the intelligent control system is very important for energy renovation and low carbon buildings because it helps with your energy strategies and also to work with the makes the building and technologies work in coordination and in the end to achieve higher or better efficiencies.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, from Malaysia.
Thank you.
Digitalization actually is important, but again, before we go to the digitalization in terms of automations, in this case is energy management and so on, we need to understand the needs, the objective, because very often I also sometimes involved in the discussion of development of energy efficient green building and so on. Very often they just wanted to have the building automation system, but experience in monitoring several buildings, sometimes this equipment can be what they call energy guzzler as well, because very often, sometimes when the equipment's not well maintained, the sensors not working, so the operator tends to bypass it, become maximum what they call like for example, no out of control. Yeah, so that's the thing. And the simplest control actually is the best because from my experience monitoring these equipments, it also use energy. One of my past building actually it consume about 4 to 6 kilowatt all the times because all the sensors and so on using energy. And another part is actually the server itself. So I think that's the thing we need to use the technology at the what they call right objective and the right applications. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I got something to add. Actually, digitalization is at the heart of zero energy. The reason being is if I have done my job well, I would depend on the digitalization to carry me to the last mile. Because the last mile is called operational. And operational depends on help. You can't advocate people to switch lights anymore. I've given up on that. So I think most of the time it will be digitalization that will assist us further. So I consider digitalization as carrying us to the last mile to get our numbers done to the T. That is very important. But over the years of experience, yes, there's always hurdles. Not everything should be based on digitalization. Prediction of climates based on outdoor as well as indoor, you can set boundaries by us as well. And we can do that. And digitalization or setting of sensors is gone all the way back during the early days of prediction when we use Markov chains to actually predict what's going to happen based on usability. So it's not a new thing. It's just been brought up to life more. So as a conclusion, it is needed. to get us to where we want to get.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the point of my question is that, yes, at ECCJ, the digital transformation application of this the digitalization is one of the homework to do. And it's easy to say, okay, digitalization is kind of up to date. It's a cool, but however, having an actual and concrete image and at the same time to apply it very correctly is another story. So yeah, that's the reason why I just wanted to question. It's a general question. Thank you.